Okay. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to BWTM Sports Gaming. If you haven't subscribed already, please do smash the subscribe button, smash the like button, and share the video. We appreciate the love that comes our way. All right, so this is a topic that I have tried to ignore for a while. This talk about Mike Tyson fighting Shannon the Cannon Briggs. The fight was mooted for years ago. In fact, there was a point in time when Mike was knocking everybody out that Shannon Briggs was going to be the savior of the heavyweight division, and he was going to be the guy that was built to beat Mike Tyson. Obviously, that didn't go with suit plan. He got knocked up by Darrell Wilson. I remember watching a fight, which live, and him getting knocked up by Darrell Wilson, and then Briggs sort of blaming asthma and all other things about, some people say he didn't live the life, whatever. While Mike was knocking guys out, that was Briggs's career in tatters at that point. Now Briggs came back. He won himself a version of the heavyweight championship of the world. He fought Lennox Lewis. In fact, believe it or not, people don't know this, but I, on very, 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 very good information, Lennox was badly, really badly hurt in the corner against Briggs in that first round in their fight. Of course, Briggs fought George Foreman. He fought Klitschko as well, and then, as you all know, there was the rebranding of Shannon Briggs, Hulk Hogan stroke, Mr. T stroke, let's go champ. That was his slogan. That was Briggs' slogan. That was the thing that Shannon Briggs was going around saying, let's go champ. And there was a real possibility Briggs did fight I believe he fought in the UK once or twice. Maybe he had a first round knockout. One thing about Briggs, we all know he's a puncher, and he's got a tremendous record of first round knockouts. Shannon Briggs, good chin, stamina, okay. The first 3 rounds of Shannon Briggs is dangerous. He is in, and you know what? The thing about Shannon Briggs, that fight against David Haye. Why did that fight with David Haye not happen? David Haye is a smart cookie. He avoided Shannon Briggs to fight Tony Bellew. There's something that David Haye knew that we didn't know, or there's something that David Haye knew that we all knew. Haye didn't want that fight. Well, for what reason did he not want that fight? It has something to do with how heavy-handed Shannon Briggs is. Is it how tough this man is? This guy is, and all the rest of it, the question marks about his physique and all the rest of it, and getting caught. And when he was on the verge, let's remember, Shannon Briggs was on the verge. Don't forget this. He was on the verge of a world title shot against Fraser Quindle. You remember that? A few years back, and that fell through for whatever reason. I think Fraser Quindle got sick. They were trying to make the fight. It never happened. I don't know. It was a political thing. I don't know. But what I do know is that Briggs was on the verge of fighting for a world title not too long ago. And through the years, while this has been going on, nobody would have really thought Mike Tyson would have made any form of comeback. So we've had Mike doing his stand-up comedy, or his one-man show. We've had Mike doing commercials. We've had Mike in movies. We've had Brand Mike. We've had all this stuff. And now we've had Mike on weed, openly speaking off his head, talking with Snoop Dogg. And somehow, at 53 years old, after being beaten up by Lennox Lewis, beaten up by Evander Holyfield, knocked out by Danny Williams, knocked up by Kevin McBride, and basically saying, when he was laying on the rope, saying, look, I don't want this no more, and saying he didn't want to fight no more. And a man that's career, the best part of his career was based on him being a fearsome beast of a fighter that was filled with rage. That was Mike Tyson's the inner demons. Mike seems to find some inner peace with himself now, and he often looks back at that period of his life. If you look at certain interviews, say, that was my point in my life. That was That was me back then. I'm not that man anymore. But there are people still thinking that Mike Tyson's that same guy. You're expecting somebody who, when he was 21 years old, filled with all that rage and confusion and not knowing who to trust, and everyone's seen you as a money bag. It's an older man, a wiser man, I would think. Not the same Mike. So people look at 30 seconds on a pads, or a minute on pads, and think, oh, Mike's back. That's 30 seconds on pads. Nobody's hitting Mike back. And then, of all the fights to come back to, this is when like Ricky Hatton came back and fought that guy. I'm like, why are you fighting him on your comeback fight? Why would you stick yourself in the ring with a big puncher who's got a tremendous knockout record in the first round, and you're coming back after a long layoff against a guy in Shannon Briggs who keeps himself pretty active, pretty busy in the gym, and he's got more. He's been fighting more. His lack of activity in boxing has been less than Mike's has. Shannon hasn't been running around on cannabis, and I think Shannon Briggs has kept himself in fairly good condition. And I kind of feel like Shannon hasn't really been given the credit due, even though he was a world champion, even though he fought George Foreman and he gave Lennox a hard fight and all the rest of it. People kind of push Shannon Briggs aside. It's like a side note. And I think to myself that, you know what? This is an opportunity for Briggs, even Mike at 53, for Briggs to still make a name for himself, even as a 53-year-old Mike Tyson. Because people are saying, oh, well, if Mike hits you, then, you'll go over. Yeah, sure. But if Shannon Briggs catches you as well, you don't want to get hit by Shannon Briggs. And Mike, I'm just saying what a lot of people will not say, which is Shannon Briggs will hurt Mike Tyson. He will hurt Mike Tyson. Because Briggs is a fast starter, and Mike may have been a fast starter, but Mike's going to have a lot of doubts in him, whether he can still do it. And his intention, what Shannon Briggs comes with. If Shannon Briggs come out first round and really wants to go, Mike can find himself in a lot of trouble. Because Briggs has got good hands. I mean, and he can punch. And he takes a decent shot himself. Briggs is no mug. Briggs is no fool. And David Haye wanted no part whatsoever of the old Shannon Briggs. Say he's old, say he's this, say he's that. But none of the top heavyweights wanted to fight Shannon Briggs when he was around. None of the top heavyweights. When Briggs was saying, let's go, champ. Nobody wanted that work. Suddenly, Mike's coming out of oblivion. And now he's like, yeah, Mike's done something in the pads and says, I'm back. So, so how are you winding the clock, son? How are you pushing the clock back? What? Are we going to push the clock back? The Kevin McBride fight? Are we going to push the clock back to the Danny Williams fight? Are we pushing the clock back to the Lennox Lewis fight? Oh, where are we pushing Mike back to? I mean, the argument comes up, how great actually was Mike Tyson? Because the top guys all beat Mike. All the top guys beat Mike. Lennox beat him. Evander Holyfield beat him. He had two tough fights against Razor Relic, who actually, for my reckoning, never actually became a world champion, Razor Relic. Knocked up by Buster Douglas. Say what you want about it, but still, I mean, really? It's an exhibition bout, but I don't believe this will be an exhibition, because I can't see Shannon Briggs stand there and let Mike punch him. No way. Shannon will say to himself, you know what? I've been more active in the gym than this guy, and I'm going to jump on Mike. And Mike isn't that same guy. You all got this idea of Mike coming back because you see him on the pads for 30 seconds, moving it. Mike ain't getting hit back. And another thing about them that video of Mike on the pads, that video can be speeded up. You remember, let me take you back a while when David Haye fought Deontay. You guys never learn. Deontay Wilder and David Haye. Remember I sent you back in them videos when they're showing all these clips of David Haye landing these good shots and Deontay Wilder, and Haye was looking so good. I said, you know what? That's manipulated footage. manipulate footage because you just clip and clip and clip and clip. Any full sparring session would have clip and clip and clip and clip. You'd see the full sparring session, and we know a sort of full sparring session, which made me believe in the end that Hay got badly hurt by Deontay Wilder in sparring, and that's the reason why we never got the first fight between Tyson Fury and David Hay, because Wilder probably KO'd Hay in sparring. But we never saw the fight the second time around either, did we? It never happened. So that will tell you something right there. And then Hay comes out years later and said, well, you know what? That video was kind of manipulated. Yeah? Because of what? So this sparring set, this bit of Mike hitting the pads, that I'm sure was speeded up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I can't believe for 1 second. Okay, I have Ruben in the room saying Briggs has been active against nobodies. Well, let me explain something to you about boxing. Let me explain to you about boxing. Boxing is about continuity. And when you talk about Shannon Briggs, he's been more regular than Mike Tyson. You might not want to hear this. It might not be a popular opinion. A lot of people might not want to hear this. But pay your money and get yourself disappointed. Because if you're expecting a man, it's like two guys on the track. One guy's been running all the time on the track, keeping himself fit. And the other guy has been out for about 20 years. There's a thing called ring rust. You know what ring rust is? It's that thing where you haven't got your match sharpness. It will take Mike at least 4 to 5 fights to get himself anywhere near a decent position where he could do something. He's 53 years old, for heaven's sake. 53 years old. And you're all thinking Mike's going to come back. If you think Mike Tyson can come back and win the heavyweight championship of the world, then that just tells you what you think of the current crop of heavyweights. If you think Mike at 53 years old, Mike who got beat by Kevin McBride, you wouldn't say Kevin McBride would become heavyweight champion of the world, would you? Danny Williams is still fighting today. You wouldn't put Danny Williams in the ring and say he's going to be heavyweight champion of the world. Evander Holyfield's 57 years old. 57. You won't stick him in the ring and say he's going to be heavyweight champion of the world, would you? Come on. Stop it. Stop the nonsense. Mike has had his day. Stop it. Right? And this guy, Shannon Briggs, is only recently Briggs stopped fighting. David Hay didn't want nothing to do with Shannon Briggs. Name me one top heavyweight at the time that wanted Shannon Briggs. Oh, Briggs is too old. Briggs is too old. Briggs is too old. Okay. Right. Come on, man. Stop it. Stop it. So Briggs has got hands. Oh my God. Briggs has only been past 2 rounds in the last 10 years. Oh, okay. Talk to me about Mike Tyson then. That will tell you something about Briggs' punching power. Briggs' punching power. This guy can punch. Oh my God, I can't believe you're saying this, Ruben. Oh my word. Well, okay. You bring that logics together. You bring that logic. You bring that logic. I mean, you sound like you've been. I swear, sometimes, Ruben, you sound like if you've been watching Sky Sports. The fact, if you really love your fighters, leave them where they are. Leave them where they are. But Shannon Briggs is going to hurt Mike Tyson. He's going to hurt Mike Tyson. Unless Briggs comes out there and takes a payday and wants to lay on his stool, this is a great opportunity for Shannon Briggs to still make a name for himself. I'm a guy that beat Mike Tyson. Even at 53 years old, I'm a guy that stood up and beat Mike Tyson. Briggs has been aching and itching for an opportunity to get back in that ring. You think Briggs ain't been sharpening up the tools? You think Briggs is not in the gym sparring and training all the time? Listen, Briggs is a man that's been in the gym. Mike ain't been a guy in the gym. That's the difference. Briggs has been in the gym. Briggs is all in the gym waiting to fight. Hey, man, you got to understand your boxing, the psychology of things. Mike Tyson, prime Mike Tyson, whatever that is, prime Mike Tyson was based on fear, was based on intimidating guys, was based on anger and rage. Mike ain't that guy no more. You can't go back to being that guy. He's not that man. Man's got kids and a wife. He's not that man. And if you're not that man, then you're not that beast. Do you understand that? What is your motivation to come back? Why is Mike fighting again? Is it because Mike's broke? Is that the reason why he's come back and fighting? And of all the guys, there's so many guys in the heavyweight division you could fight. You know, I heard Oliver McCall wanted to have a fight. That, to me, that would have made more sense. Oliver McCall and Mike Tyson fighting. They sparred before. McCall's had X amount of losses on his record. They ain't expected to do much. McCall's like 53 or 54 himself. That would make some sense. McCall and Mike Tyson, yeah, okay. Even Francois Botha and Mike Tyson, that could make some sense. But Shannon Briggs? No. I would fight Briggs. If I were Mike, I would fight Briggs on maybe my third or fourth exhibition bout. I'd fight Briggs. But not on the first one out. Not the first fight. No. In the exhibition. No. And you'll see in the exhibition that Mike isn't. You'll see in the exhibition that Mike isn't anywhere near what you see on the pads for 30 seconds. It's not going to be for 3 rounds. No. Stop it. There's no logic in that. I don't see. Look, I like Mike. I'm not a massive Mike Tyson fan because I think, for the most part, Mike's career is overrated in comparison to the feats of like Evander Holyfield. Evander Holyfield moved from cruiserweight, beating all the best guys, undisputed cruiserweight champion, moved up to heavyweight, became undisputed heavyweight champion, beat guys a lot bigger than himself. You understand? Came back from behind when he's been dropped and hurt and come back and won a fight. How many times has Mike been dropped in a fight and come back and won a fight? Yeah, you say the same thing, Lennox Lewis. That's why I really rate Evander Holyfield. Because Evander Holyfield, he got beat and he come back and beat guys. I see Holyfield get dropped in fights. Burt Cooper come back and rally and win fights. So, Mike, I'm sorry. I don't want to say that Mike Tyson's a glorified bully. But when it's been put on him, when it's been put on Mike, I'm afraid to say, apart from the Razor Relic fight, when he's been put on Mike, and Briggs can put it on Mike, and Briggs can find out very quickly what Mike's ambitions are, because Briggs is heavy-handed. I'm not saying Mike can't hurt Briggs, but I'm saying Briggs is just as dangerous in the first round as Mike Tyson, or even more dangerous than Mike Tyson, based on the fact that he'd probably be more sharper than Mike. So I don't know what the motivation for Mike is. I know what Shannon Briggs' motivation will be. Not only that money, but a little bit of that fame. So, you understand? Mike can take a beating. Mike can take a beating. That, without a shadow of a doubt, he can take a beating. Well, so can Shannon. But he can dish it up as well, man. Shannon can take it and he can dish it up. And as I said, David Haye wanted no part of him. And he decided to fight Tony Bellew instead. That'll tell you something. Right? So, I'm going to leave it right there. But I don't want to see Mike Tyson fighting Shannon Briggs. It's explosive, yes. It's pay-per-view worthy. Well, some of the crap that's been pay-per-view in the UK, to be honest, this is pay-per-view worthy. In comparison to some of the crap that has been put on as and sold as pay-per-view fights, then call this a pay-per-view fight. But I'm saying something that might be controversial. I'm saying things that people might not want to hear, but it's a goddamn truth, right? No way is Mike Tyson at 53 going to be doing what he did when he was 21. No, stop it. Behave. Stop it. So in that case, then bring Carl Lewis back and get him start running on the track again and see if he can bring Carl Lewis back now. Why don't you bring Carl Lewis and make him run against Usain Bolt? Just there's certain things, Father Time. You understand? And even Evander Holyfield, croak Evander 57. No. I don't want to see that fight. I don't want to see Evander back in the ring again. I don't. Evander Holyfield has had war after war after war after war after war. I don't want to see Evander Holyfield fight no more, man. Stop it. Don't want to see Evander Holyfield fight no more. I love Evander. No fighting. I mean, I like what Evander did with can't remember who one of the it wasn't McCain. It was one of the American politicians. He did a charity for American with an American politician got in the ring with him, and it's on YouTube. And he went a couple of rounds. It was all in quite good taste. And Evander Holyfield weren't throwing anything real big punches, and it was really it was exhibition, but it was a real exhibition. Did you see Mike's exhibition? Did you see Mike Tyson's exhibition? Was it Corey Rex or whatever, T-Rex, Corey, something, T-Rex, Corey, what it is. Mike was then moving around with this guy and he hit with one right hand, boom, walloped him. And Mike had to hold him up as well. Oh, exhibition, come on. Mike Tyson exhibition. What's he going to do, hold back on the punches? Nah. It'll be out. Listen, Mike will come flying out and Briggs will come flying out. But no, sorry. Let me know what you think. You really think that Mike Tyson can come back at 53 based on a little bit of pad work, what we've seen, and then be that destructive again? I don't believe so. I believe that rage and in his time, the rage and his ability, yes, and his intimidation, yes. But I don't think Briggs is going to be intimidated by Mike Tyson. Come on. And Briggs has been in with George Foreman, Lennox Lewis, Vitaly Klitschko. Is Vitaly or Vladimir? I can't remember. I think, yeah, it's Vitaly fought. Vitaly Klitschko. He's been in with some of the biggest punchers in world boxing. And he's got this 5'10", 11 guy coming at him. Briggs ain't going to be. Briggs is a different kettle of fish, man. Briggs is a different kettle of fish. You picked the wrong one, Mike. Unless Briggs is going to quit in the corner or fall over the first time he gets hit. Which is, if you see Shannon Briggs' career, when have you seen Briggs do that? No. Briggs will come and fight. No, I'm sorry. You picked the wrong one in this one, Mike. I think you should have fought Francois Botha or Oliver McCall or, I don't know. God, even fight Dave Allen. You think I'm joking? Fight Dave Allen. You know what I mean? But no, stop it. Not Shannon Briggs. Not Shannon Briggs. Not Shannon Briggs. You know, a fight I would say I would give Mike to have. Even James Lights Out Tony. I'd even let Mike fight James Lights Out Tony. You know, not a natural. Tony's not a natural heavyweight. Yeah. You know, I know Tony will slip and slide and duck to the side. Fine. Well, I'd fight James Tony, not Shannon Briggs. It's that. See the fist of Shannon Briggs there? There we go. Briggs will beat him within 3 rounds if he hasn't been paid off. That's what I'm saying. He'll beat Mike up. So you really want to come back. You really want to pay to watch Mike get beat up. That sickness. Sickness. No. Sorry, Pete. Can't agree with you on this one. I wish Mike all the best. I sincerely hope it's not for financial issues. But there's one final point here. Remember I talked about that Masters League? Just think about this for a second, peeps. How do you think Tony that beat Holyfield would have done against Mike at the same time? Did it give Mike problems? I remember when Mike fought a guy called Buster Mathis. You remember Buster Mathis? I'm not comparing I'm not comparing Tony with Buster Mathis because Tony is a far more technical fighter than Buster Mathis. But Buster Mathis, if you look at him, he made Mike miss. He made Mike miss a lot. And I think Tony's better at rolling and better at countering. So he's better at counting than Buster Mathis. But if you look at the Buster Mathis fight, where he made Mike Might miss. Master League seems like it's happening just like you called it. See now, the master. This is what I think is going on. If I'm a promoter or I'm a wannabe promoter, I say wannabe, and I'm opportunist. Let me see what happens if Mike comes back and fights a fight. Let me see what happens if Evander comes back and has a fight. Let me see what happens if Mike comes back, Evander comes back, James Toney comes back. Let me see what these guys can do. Let me see what kind of generation that can generate money. Let me see what kind of following they get. Let me test the waters. Let me not invest my own personal money, but let me see how these guys go. And then this is what happens. This is what happens. Then you get to say, there you go. Mike's making a bit of money there. Holyfield's making a bit of money there. Yeah, Tony's coming back there. Briggs is doing well there. Okay. I can see some money here. Ching, ching. Then the promoter comes up with the idea. But I did read something the other day, and it's risky business. Because think about this for a second. The only problem with Masters League of Boxing is the insurance. The insurance is something that we'd have to look at. Insurance. Imagine having to insure Mike Tyson, Shannon Briggs, Evander Holyfield, and look at all these insurance people. Are they really going to want to insure these guys who have retired past their best? They're going to insure them, and how much would their insurance cost? So that's another thing. Life insurance. I mean, so the Masters League works in theory, but it's the insurance. And then which promoter is going to want to turn around and put their name on the line with this stuff? There's a few heartless promoters out there that will say it's just business and they knew what they were getting into in the first place. Yep. Those promoters that will take the money and quite literally run. And if any of these guys get into hospital or find themselves in a position where it's life-threatening, these promoters, they turn their back. So the thing is, the bottom line is, if these guys decide to make these comebacks and fight in a Masters League, they'll have to sign some sort of contract that says, you know what you're getting yourself into, and we will not be held ourselves liable for the damages that you incur in this tournament. As soon as someone gets badly hurt, they will pull it and regret it. Well, arguable, because how many people have been hurt in boxing? It ain't been pulled and it's still going. So, I mean, when Bernard Hopkins got knocked out of the ring by Joe Smith, did anyone stop the sport of boxing because of that? And that was a 50-year-old man getting beaten up on. Come on. Or 49-year-old man. Come on. Nobody stopped the sport of boxing because of that. So, I'm not sure if the sport of boxing this will get stopped because of it. I think if there's enough, listen, if there's enough money in it, then it shall continue. It's money over morals. Boxing is about business first, morals second. Business first, morals second. So, the way I look at it is business first, morals second. But anyway, enough from me. Let me know what you think in the comment section regarding Tyson and Briggs. I think it's would be a lot of eyes on it, and it's something went wrong. Media savage anyway. Media savage anyway. Either way, media savage anyway. You know, me, when it comes to the media, if they invest money in it, they ain't got nothing to say to me. As far as I'm concerned, they ain't got nothing to say to me. You understand? They investing in it, then don't tell me nothing. If you're invested in it and you are part of it and you're making money off of it and you're selling your papers of it, then fine. You understand? But you're just as bad. So media is something, like I say, those who control the media control the minds. So it is what it is. But I don't think it stopped anybody in the past, you know. And with this lockdown, or everyone's talking about Frotches. You know, the next thing I think is going to happen, I'm going to talk about it as well, virtual press conferences. So you'll have a press conference where with Joe Kazaki and Carl Froch, and them going back and forth with one another. Do you understand? Virtual press conferences. At least Bernard was active. Yeah, he was. But that's beside the point. It's still a 50-year-old getting his ass kicked and knocked through the ropes. That make a difference. He's still a 50-year-old getting knocked through the ropes. Still a 50-year-old getting knocked through the ropes. Should he even be in the ring in the first place? That's the question. It's not him being active. Should he be in the ring in the first place? Okay? Should he be in the ring in the first place? Hence why there should be a Masters League. So I'm not here telling a man whether he should be in the ring or not. I'm just saying that where do you draw the line? How old is Luis Ortiz? If we're talking about old, how old is Luis Ortiz? Virtual has always happened, bro. Now, don't be silly. Don't be silly. How can it always happen? When I'm talking virtual, everyone's trying to be smart and trying to be clever. How can virtual always been happening? It hasn't always been happening. Because I'm talking about Carl Froch and Joe Kawasaki doing a virtual press conference. That has never happened. Never happened. People airing their differences. George Foreman and Larry Holmes, face to face press conference. You know what I mean? Or like a virtual one where Larry Holmes is in one room or one on a Skype call or Zoom call, and George Foreman on a Zoom call. That sort of thing. That's what I'm talking about. Forget O'Hara, Davis, and Fowler. Who are they? Who are they? I'm talking about guys who have achieved something in the sport. No disrespect to O'Hara, Davis, or Fowler, but I'm talking about legends or future legends, Hall of Famers. Joe Kawasaki, Carl Froch. The fight never happened. Why? You know, Ricky Hatton versus Junior Witter. Why the fight didn't happen? You understand? Old rivalries that never happened, or things that happen. You know, those virtual press conferences. Virtual meaning that the possibility of it happening is maybe slim to none, but still for it to happen. But you can't say, I can't even believe you mentioned O'Hara and O'Hara, Davis, and Fowler, mate. That's a shocker. I can't even believe you actually put the energy into type that. That's a shocker. An absolute shocker. So virtual press conferences, you know, rolling back the years, what would have happened if Froch had fought Kawasaki? You understand? You know, don't know. Virtual press conference. Be interesting. Virtual press conferences to sell future fights. Dillian White and Deontay Wilder airing their differences. Anthony Joshua and Dillian White, virtual press conferences. Why didn't you take the fight? Why didn't you fight me? Why did you go and fight Andy Ruiz? Yeah, virtual press conference between Dillian White and Anthony Joshua. This might be the way forward in the future to sell fights. True, but I'm saying Eddie did one the other day, Fowler, and I'm not interested. Not interested. No, 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 no. I'm not interested in that. Not interested in the slightest, because that's just no. The whole idea of a virtual press conference. You talk about pay-per-view press conference, pay-per-view press conferences where you know you've got Froch and Kawasaki. I'd pay to listen to that because that would be quite explosive hearing those two talk to one another. And of course, there's some bad feeling between the two of them anyway. So I'd love to hear those two going at it. Tyson and Vladimir. Nah, I wouldn't want to hear that. I think Briggs and Tyson will be fun. White is having a virtual presser with Povetkin next week. Yeah, but who's going to want to listen to that? Who's going to care about that? Dillian White will be entertaining. I'm not so sure so much how entertaining creaky old Povetkin would be. Yeah, Povetkin's not a guy who'll sell a fight like that. So that doesn't work. You know, virtual press conference I would love to see is Dillian White and Razor Ruddock. The two Jamaicans going back and forth with one another. You know, Donald Razor Ruddock, which says, he'll say something like, I don't know, just Ruddock and White would be amazing. Ruddock and White would be a great. I mean, I could do some great virtual press conferences. You know, great virtual press conferences. You know, imagine super featherweight, for example, Floyd Mayweather versus Nassim Hamed. Can you imagine those two going back and forth at it? Oh dear me! Virtual press conference. Tyson Fury, Jarrell Miller. He says, and Eddie says he's working on a game that is for 2021. So I guess he stole the idea. Ah, well. Eubank versus Tony. Yeah, Eubank. Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. See, look, they just, when you've got money, you can say and do what you like. You know, you can say and do what you like. The problem is with a game, a video game, which I've already come to understand, is you have to get fighters to sign on the dotted line for the game, right? And then those fighters have got promoters and they've got managers, and the managers want to cut as well. It's not that simple. There's a lot of money you're gonna have to get thrown behind the game. The creators of the game, the fighters have to sign the contracts. It's not that easy. Oh yeah, I got a game, mate. I just you want to be part of the game. I've got a bit of money. So you got to pay the fighter and the manager once a cut, and then it's not that easy. So if he pulls it off, good luck to Mr. Hearn. Good luck to him. But it's not that easy. And it tells you something that EA Sports haven't invested in the boxing game. You believe him? If invested 500, good for him to invest 500 million. Now I wonder how much that game's going to cost, and when it comes out, be interesting. Good luck to him. Good luck to him, because we do need a new boxing game. But to be fair, he won't be. He to get all the boxes that he wants in the world, it ain't gonna be easy. It's not gonna be easy. And then you've got to get. It's not easy. Intellectual property, and it's not that easy. It's not that easy. And then the various fighters from the different networks, not easy, man. And then you've got the cross promotions, and it ain't gonna be easy. It'll be a mess. It'll be a mess. So if he does it, if he pulls it off, good luck to him. Good luck to him. You know what I mean? Good luck to him. So that's it. I'm out of here. Thank you all for watching as always. BWTN Sports, we're out. Take care.